Hi there, this is your girl Tennessee Cutie coming at you with my review of the Braxton Family Values Season 2, Episode 2. This is going to be a very short review because I didn't get a chance to take notes, and by it being the Thanksgiving holidays, I haven't been able to catch a repeat of it, so I'm going to kind of go from memory as to what I remember, but I wanted to give you guys my review. I'm going to have to refer to my notes a little bit. I'm going to take this by character as opposed to about how it happened in the series. Let me just start off with the one that gets under my skin, and that is Miss Tamar. Tamar finally gets into the studio. Her husband Vince has helped her. He's finally agreed to help her by putting her in the studio with some of his people, songwriters, producers, and so forth. And she's in the studio and she's singing. And the guy who I guess is the songwriter and the producer of the song is trying to work with her, and she is giving him so much attitude. Now listen, I understand that you as a singer, you're a perfectionist, you want your product right, you want to make sure you feel the song, but this chick does not know how to talk to people, and it is getting under my skin. Like, why do people allow her to act like this? She has such a childlike demeanor, and it just drives me crazy. She's in the studio. She's like, I'm not gonna do this because I mean, who talks like that? And the guy's just like looking at her like, we don't have time for this. Like, this is just a waste of our time. So then Vince comes in, her husband, to kind of see how things are progressing. And the producer's like, yeah, man, like she's giving, she's not really doing it. She's giving us too much. Like she's, talking back. And he's like, Tamar, what are you doing? And she's like doing her whole little pouting dance. And Vince is like, okay, you all record. I'm going to leave out. And she keeps comparing herself to like Lady Gaga, Braxton, Brandy, whoever. Tony Braxton, Brandy, whoever. And I'm just like, dude, you are not it. That's not who you are. You are Tamar Braxton, backup singer to Tony Braxton, little sister of Tony Braxton. Know your place. I mean, like, yeah, you can sing a little bit, but you're not on that level where you can come into the studio acting simple like this. So, because she doesn't agree with her husband, what does she do? She goes to Harvey. Now, you all might remember Harvey. Harvey's the one who helped them with the Braxton Family Values theme song in that studio they always are in, trying to come up with this Braxton album. And she decides that she wants to go work with Harvey. So she sits down and talks to Mama Braxton. Her and Mama Braxton still have little ins and outs going because of that little blow up last week, but she wants to talk to her mom and get her input. So Mom tells her, look, you need to talk to your husband first. Like, don't go behind his back. Like, don't start, yes, you mix business and pleasure now, but you're going to have to talk to your husband first. So Tamar decides, no, I'm going to go to Harvey anyway. So she goes to Harvey and talks to him about it. He agrees to do it. He's all excited. But then she goes back to Vince and tries to tell him, and he's like, no. Like, it's his money that she's spending at a studio with somebody else. She can't take the music. She can't take the songs. Like, you ask him to help you. When he tries to help you, then you don't want the help. Now you want to go somewhere else. I mean, I just thought the whole thing was just a total spoiled brat. And I just hope that by the end of this season, somebody puts her in her place. I just can't take the constant whining and the baby talking and then in the shaking her head, and all this. I have to say, though, on a couple of her interviews, her hair did look nice. She did look better. Like, she didn't have this clown look that she's been sporting lately. And the ultra blonde hair, I'm just not feeling. But she did look a little better with the regular, kind of like an ash blonde. I guess it's not ash blonde. I don't know colors like that, but the darker blonde, she looked better. But yeah, so that was pretty much this whole, like, just trying to get her album together and how she's acting in the studio and just seeing how that's going to play out later. I didn't like how she came across. I don't like the way she acts in general, and it just bothers me that people have allowed it and are allowing her to act like that without pulling her tail. Pulling her coattail. So we have to just keep watching the show just to find out how this is all going to play out. But right now, I'm just not feeling Miss Tamar. Tracy, as we know, is the wannabe singer, the wannabe, beauty school. She's going back and forth from beauty school to singing. Singing is clearly going to be out of the picture because, A, Tony's not trying to have her sing her back up because they went to shopping together, and Tracy was kind of hinting around with Tony about either getting her money to help start her beauty school. I mean, her her hair salon or letting her sing backup with her. And Tony kind of played both of those ideas off, like, yeah, not helping with the beauty salon, and not helping with you singing backup for me. So something must be going on with Tracy's voice is not as strong as the other ones, because like the whole thing with her singing is just not jumping off. And so I really think that she needs to just like say bye-bye to that whole situation. Just give it up. Bye-bye. But then she goes to them to, it was Tawanda, Trina, Tamar, and Tracy were all eating at Tamar's house, and Tracy announces that she wants to open her own beauty salon. She only has a few more credit hours to finish in beauty school, and she wants to open her own beauty salon. And Tracy had the nerve to ask them for a investment loan, and Trina is looking like, yeah, we're strapped, we're tapped out. Like basically she's trying to start a band, and Gabe is like taking care of the family. That's not going to work. Tawanda, they don't have a place to lay their head, let alone her trying to help Tracy with a loan for an investment in a beauty salon. And then Tamar with her, just her complete negative attitude. First of all, she's downing where I currently live, which is the DC area. She's from Severn, Maryland, which is not DC. So when she talks about Chocolate City, Severn is not Chocolate City anyway. That's Maryland, and that's Severn, Maryland. We're talking about DC. And I wish she would stop downing this area, talking about it's like Jurassic Park. Like, just because you've gone out to LA and you've gotten all Hollywood, don't down where you come from. That is the tackiest thing that people can do, is to act like where you come from is so beneath you and like you're so much better. Because no matter how high you get, you always had to come from somewhere. And she needs to recognize that. Anyway, so basically, Tracy wasn't able to get any of the funding that she needed, nor was she able to get, she wanted for this beauty salon. Everybody thinks that she'll do great with the beauty salon, including her mama. But the money, I'm not sure is going to come. So she might have to work on that, because I don't know. That may not be forthcoming as she thinks. So we'll see. Tawanda goes back to LA to visit, and she's staying with Tony temporarily while she's there visiting to help train her new assistant, this guy named Zoe, who's completely not working out. I mean, he's in over his head. Tony's this perfectionist, got to have everything in this certain order, and only Tawanda can do it right, which is so fake. But yeah, Tawanda apparently is the only person who can be her assistant, who can do it right. And so now Tony needs her and her family to move out to LA to live with Tony again and be her assistant. Yet Tawanda's like, oh, I really don't want to be her assistant. But yet she wants to break into acting. So now that Tony's in LA, ooh, it's the perfect time. The whole thing, it just sounds fake and ridiculous. Basically, I just still can't understand why Tawanda and her husband Andre and their 2 kids don't have their own place to live. Like, why is that? That's, for the life of me, I'm not understanding that. Something is going on with that we are not being told, and so hopefully it'll either come out in the show, or I'm gonna have to do some digging, and I'll get back to you on that. But there is definitely something going on with that. Trina and Tony. The only thing I'm going to say about Tony is that I think that Tony really looks nice with this dark, straight hair she has. I'm glad she, got rid of the blonde. I didn't like the blonde on hair at all. She definitely has a fuller face, but she looks good. She's trying to get back into the business. She's trying to get back out there. She's been sick. She does have lupus. She's been sick, so she's trying to, regain herself back into the industry. I think the dark hair suits her, so I hope she keeps it around as she reemerges into the into the entertainment world. So we have to keep our eye out for Tony's project. I don't think that there was really much of a storyline on her or Trina this week that I can remember. But like I say, this is a very short review. I'm kind of doing it from memory, but I'll definitely come back at you next week. I don't know if there will be a showing this week, since Thursday falls on Thanksgiving, and I don't know that they will have a show on Thanksgiving night. But I will check, and if it does, I will bring you my review. But if not, then I will see you after the show next Thursday, and I will have my review for you. So I hope this was enjoyable for you. I know it was short, it wasn't very informative, but I want to give you a little flavor of what's been going on with the girls since our last review. And this is Tennessee Cutie coming at you. I hope you all have a wonderful holiday weekend. Happy Thanksgiving, and I will see you on next time. Bye.